Sometimes, not every single show can have a good episode. Sometimes these episodes can either be bad with the lack of jokes on how terribly written it was, or just how badly the episode turned out. Either or one of these choices. But the question is, which one of these episodes aren't that bad, and which ones are the worst of the worst? Well, it's time to break that down today. Prepare yourselves, people. These are the top 10 worst episodes from cartoons. So let's get started, shall we? Number 10, Baby Bottle from the CupHead show. Yeah, one of the best shows on Netflix actually has a bad episode. In this episode, CupHead and Mugman are determined to take care of Baby Bottle. However, throughout the whole episode, Baby Bottle causes a lot of damage. Possibly the worst part about the episode is when Baby Bottle breaks the radio, which was the only thing that CupHead and Mugman were not supposed to break. Hopefully, Elder Kettle didn't beat them up after the episode ended. Anyway, since this episode wasn't too bad, I'm keeping it low on the list, but that still doesn't compare to the fact on how bad this episode was. Number 9, The Laziest from the Amazing World of Gumball. Oh, is it too much to ask for a lazy episode like this? In this episode, Gumball and Darwin try to find someone who can beat Richard in a lazy-off contest, and that's pretty much the whole plot for the episode. Having Gumball and Darwin literally trying to find someone to beat Richard at. However, it turns out that Gumball and Darwin are beating Richard, and Richard just says that they won, but they get punished at the end by doing something that they didn't even do. Yeah, this episode was pretty dull at the start, but like I said in the CupHead show episode, it wasn't that bad, so it's gonna get cut short on the list. Number 8, Croaking Miss Croaker from Amphibia. Huh, that's a surprise. There's actually a bad episode from Amphibia. Well, we obviously knew that when the episode aired. In this episode, Sprig tries so many ways to get Miss Croaker to cheer for him. However, they fail completely. I thought the episode wasn't cool. It was just so boring. Seeing Sprig trying to impress Miss Croaker wasn't a really good move for the episode to play out. Luckily, in the end, Sprig learns his lesson, but doesn't really count on how bad the episode was. Yeah. Anyway, this episode isn't too bad. I thought it was funny that Maddie was told by her father that the buns were burning. That was my favorite part, but still, a bad episode. Number 7, Remy Rescue from Big City Greens. Oh man, where to start with this one? In this episode, Remy is caught skipping his violin lessons to hang out with Cricket, and his parents are livid and decide to send him to boarding school. However, Cricket and Tilly decide to help Remy from getting sent to boarding school. Oh man, I really thought the episode was horrible. Having Remy getting sent to boarding school is kind of abusive, but I get it. What Remy did was wrong, but did he really have to get sent to boarding school? However, at the end of the episode, Remy stands up to his parents and yeah, has a happy ending, right? Well, to me, this episode was kind of bad. On to number 6 now. I have nothing else to say for this piece of crap. Number 6, If It Smells Like an Ed from Ed, and Eddy. Oh my god, why did this episode exist? In this episode, the Eds are framed for doing wrongdoings and decide to find who the real culprit is. However, at the end of the episode, it was revealed that it was Jimmy the entire time and did it for revenge after Eddy gave him a wedgie. And the worst part is that the Eds are getting forced to be kissed by the evil Canker sisters. Oh my god, I wish this episode never existed. I can't talk about this crap anymore. On to number 5. Number 5, everyone knows it's Bendy from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. For God, who the hell thought this was a good episode? In this episode, an imaginary friend named Bendy comes to Foster's and causes a lot of mischief throughout the episode and blames it on Blue, Coco, Eduardo, and Wilt. I can't believe Frankie and Mr. Herman actually believed Bendy. Like, couldn't they have easily just checked the security cameras to see who the real culprit was? If that happened, then I'm pretty sure that they would apologize to the main 4. But no, this is how the episode turned out. And also, couldn't the episode just ended with Bendy getting in trouble? Seriously, that would have been like a perfect way to end the episode. But no, Blue had to admit that he was the one that did everything, and I highly think that he got punished, which is so unfair. I don't want to talk about this episode anymore. Get it the hell out of my face. Number 4, the big fairy share scare from the Fairly OddParents. Ooh! Oh boy, this is a bad episode. In this episode, Jorgen von Strangle tells Timmy that he now has to share his fairies with Chloe, which is the character that completely ruined the show. It makes no sense. Why would Timmy have to share his fairies? That makes no sense. Well, it's because Jorgen von Strangle said that there's a fairy storage. But hey, I don't buy that crap. This is one of the worst episodes of the series. I don't even want to watch this episode again. I think it's terrible. Chloe's terrible, and I wish she never appeared in the show. I can't say anything else about it. Also, sorry if I'm making these reviews a bit too quickly, but I'll try to make them longer in the next 3. Number 3, no such luck from the Loud House. I can definitely predict this as one of the worst episodes from the show ever. This episode is about Lincoln being bad luck. That's it. He can't even go to the movies, the beach. He even gets kicked out of his house. This is abuse, like abuse. Lynn should be sent to jail after what she did to Lincoln, and along with the rest of his family, except for Lily though. Lily's such a cutie. I can't believe this episode existed. After watching it, I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, bad luck. I can't believe this. Lincoln getting bad luck over for him not cheering on her sister's freaking football game? That's abuse. Child abuse, one might say. Seriously, this got me to thinking that Lynn is one of the worst characters in the Loud House ever. She should be thrown in bars after what she did. And I don't think she's gonna be sorry for what she did, ever. So yeah, this is one of the worst episodes from the Loud House, but we're not done yet. There's 2 spots left. Number 2, the Splinter from SpongeBob SquarePants. This is one of the most disturbing episodes to ever come out of the franchise, ever. In this episode, SpongeBob falls and gets a splinter and tries his best to get it out, or else Mr. Krabs will have to send him out early. He calls Dr. Patrick, and when he comes, he makes it worse by smashing it with a hammer, with it to get even bigger. When SpongeBob shows the splinter to Mr. Krabs, it looks so big that pus is dripping out of it. That, no joke, caused me to vomit the first time I saw it. When Mr. Krabs pulls the splinter out, confetti comes out, but then pus comes out too. Oh God, never watch this episode again, guys. Avoid it as well as you can. But which is the worst episode from any of the other cartoons yet? Well, the answer may shock you, but here it is. The number 1 worst episode in all of cartoon history is Arthur's Big Hit from Arthur. Yeah, pretty sure none of you saw that one coming. In this episode, Arthur punches DW after she touched his monoplane, which he told DW to not to touch so many times. Even worse, he gets grounded, and when the tough customers hear about it, they force Bendy to punch Arthur. This is such a terrible episode. Seeing how the way Arthur gets treated in the episode is so unfair. DW doesn't even get punished. While Jane said to Arthur that they'll deal with her later, they still say what Arthur did was wrong too. But I disagree. Well, maybe agree. Duh! Well, I just think it was unfair that Arthur got grounded, but I kind of think on what he did was wrong. Still, this is the worst episode out of all the other episodes that I've reviewed. I never want to watch this episode again. I think it deserves to be thrown in the trash. Ugh, this is the worst episode ever. And with that, those are the top 10 worst episodes out of all the cartoons. Oh, man. Well, my first top 10 list completely finished. But what do you all think? Which is the worst episode out of any of these cartoons? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, bye-bye.